Okay. Call to order for the Township of Rochelle Park Land Use Board Reorganization Meeting, January 15th, 2026. According to the Open Public Meetings Act, this meeting of January 15, 2026 was published in the Bergen Record and Herald News on December 22nd, 2025, and the Our Town on December 25th, 2025. In addition, a copy of this notice is and has been available to the public and is on file in the office of the Township Clerk. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. So at this time, I would like to ask Mayor Thomas Miller to administer the oath of office for the new members. Madam Clerk and Secretary, who are the new members?
The new members are Deborah Kindira, Tax Board Land Use Board member, Robert White, Tax Board Alternate 1 Land Use Board member, and Melissa Mazzone, Tax Board Alternate 2 Land Use Board member.
All right, so if we could have the three new members approach over here with the mayor. Yes. Yeah.
Nobody ever puts their hand on the Bible. At least it's there.
Bible is here. Raise your right hand.
All right. Get closer.
Come on in. All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and to the governments established in the United States and in this state, under the authority of the people, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of Class 4 Land Use Board member. According to the best of my ability, so help me God. Congratulations. Picture.
1, 2, 3. Nice. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you so much. I emailed you the photos. Sorry. That's fine. I emailed those photos to Mr. Coleman and we took the photos. If you want to see the photos, Deb, I'll send it to you after we're done, okay? All right.
Mr. White, you need to sign your oath of office.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Deb,
Great. What do we do?
congratulations.
I had it all open and everything ready.
Appreciate you too.
Have you had it done before?
No, I need it. I don't have it from yet.
I reached out to Mr. Mazzone to see if he's coming tonight, so we may have to do his later if he's going to be late, so just a heads up on that. All right, moving forward, we have a roll call. Madam Secretary?
Chairperson Ward?
Here.
Vice Chairman Maxson?
Here.
Committeeman Schwinski?
Here.
Member Booth?
Here.
Member Coleman?
Yes.
Member Duty is absent today. Member Kindira?
Here.
Member Muller?
Here.
Alternate 1 White?
Here.
Alternate 2 Mazzone is absent.
Absolutely, yeah. Did you get the Thomas Miller, Mayor?
Yes, I'm sorry. Over Mayor Miller, I'm sorry.
Here.
Mayor Miller is here. Yes.
Okay. Next up on our agenda, we do have to elect officers, a chairperson and a vice chairperson. So at this point, the dais is open to nominations for chairperson.
Chair.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. I'm very honored, Mr. Coleman and Mr. Abud, for the nominations. Thank you for that. It does mean a lot. Any other nominations for chairperson? I'm seeing none. We do a roll call? All right. So confirm chairperson?
Yes. Chairperson Ward,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Matson,
Yes.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chouinski,
Yes.
Member Booth,
Yes.
Member Coleman,
Yes.
Member Dudia is absent, and Kandahara,
Yes.
Member Mueller. Yes. Okay, and alternate one White.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, guys. Really, it's an honor to work with you, and it's an honor to be nominated. So I don't take this lightly and appreciate it. And to the members of the community, it's also an honor to serve. So we're going to move forward for nominations for a vice chairperson. The dais is open for nominations.
I'd like to nominate Bill Coleman.
Second. Any other nominations for chairperson, for vice chairperson? All right, seeing none. Roll call.
Okay, Chairperson Ward,
Yes.
okay, Member Matson,
Yes.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chouinski,
Yes.
Member Booth,
Yes.
Member Coleman.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Bill.
Oh, not done, right?
Member Kandahara,
Yes.
Member Mueller. Yes. Alternate one White.
Yes. All right, congrats.
Congratulations.
Thrown off already.
All right, we're going to move forward on the agenda. Still, would you like to say anything, or you're good?
I thought we were voting on best dress tonight, that's why I.
Very good.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
I lose.
All right, next up, appointments.
Right next to you.
First up is Land Use Board Attorney. I'm going to open up the dais to nominations, and I'd like to nominate Ron Mondello.
Second.
Okay. Any other nominations for attorney?
Apologize, who's seconded? Okay.
All right, seeing none. Roll call.
Chairperson Ward,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Coleman,
Yes.
okay, Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chouinski,
Yes.
Member Booth,
Member Booth? Yes. 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 Yes.
okay, Member Matson,
Yes.
Member Kandahara,
Yes.
Member Mueller. Yes. And alternate one White.
Yes. Thank you. Appreciate the
Congratulations.
vote of confidence.
Keep up the good work, Ron.
You can tell I'm into it.
We know you're in too deep. You're in too deep to it now, so. Okay, next up, we're going to move on to Land Use Board Engineer. Last year we had Mr. Costa's firm. Would anyone like to nominate a firm?
I'll nominate.
Okay, great. Mr. Kalinsky and Mr. Abu. Roll call?
This is for Costa.
Yes.
Equipment.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you. Chairperson Ward,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Coleman,
Yes.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chouinski,
Yes.
Member Booth,
Yes.
Member Matson,
Yes.
Member Kandahara. Yes. Member Mueller. Yes. Alternate one White.
Yes.
We move on to Land Use Board Planner. The dais is open to a nomination.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Burgess.
I'll second that. Roll call. Oh, sorry, any other nominations? All right, seeing none, roll call.
Chairperson Ward,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Coleman,
Yes.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chouinski,
Yes.
Member Booth,
Yes.
Member Matson,
Yes.
Member Kandahara,
Yes.
Member Mueller. Yes. Alternate one White.
Yes.
And last but certainly not least is the Land Use Board Secretary, and I would like to nominate Gina Kim.
I'll second.
A third.
Fourth.
Roll call done.
Do a roll call.
Chairperson
Aye.
Ward,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Coleman,
Yes.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chouinski,
Yes.
Member Booth.
Yes.
Member Matson.
Yes.
Member Kandahara.
Yes.
Member Mueller. Yes. Alternate one White.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Gina. Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you for everything. Moving forward, we're going to adopt the 2026 meeting schedule, which you've all been given a copy of. I'll read out loud for the record the dates. Obviously, today is January 15th. Next meeting, February 19th, 2026, March 19th, April 16th, May 21st, June 18th, July 16th, August 20th, September 17th, October 15th, November 19th for now, December 17th are the meeting dates. So I'll make a motion to approve those dates. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Any abstentions? All right, they have been adopted. Put them in your calendar. All right. Next up, we go to public portion, non-agenda items. So this is where the public can come forward to ask any questions or comments or whatever they like to share with the land use meeting, the land use board. Can I have a motion to open to the public? Motion. Second, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Okay.
Bob Hassel, 40 Forest Place. Congratulations to new members. Your work is very important, and even though I may sometimes be the only one here, very much appreciate it. So thank you. Mr. Mondell, welcome back.
Thank you.
Diane went to the meeting last night. And
I was there too.
Told me that you guys, not you, town council is moving forward with a the search for a full-time building person, which will go miles towards alleviating many of the problems in town, of which, unfortunately, I have to tell you all what's going on at 200 and 210 Rochelle Avenue. Mr. Rosenberg always attests that it's in great shape. Well, the chains are down, they're using it for a cut-through, and new use now is trucks parking there during the day, waiting for whatever their next delivery is going to be. They park in the back, towards the rear of the, what used to be the drive-through for the bank. So that's what's going on there now. It happened, it seemed to have occurred after the plows, after the snow events. So the chains went down then, and the two main ones are down. The one next to the farthest south, yeah, and then the one on Central, the chains are down. So they're cut through and then parking during the day. So
Do we know who's responsible for those chains? I mean, can anyone just take them down, or they come down, the property owner takes them down?
whoever took them down knocked them down. There's a stop sign smashed over there too now.
Okay.
Apparently they maybe went wild with a plow or something.
I
I'm
think
gonna
the
ask
other
you a
plow.
question, Mr. Hassel, I probably know the answer, but did you call, the building department or the town
Well,
admin to
No, I
inform
did
them?
not, but I will gladly do that tomorrow.
Yeah, I think
That's the way
definitely
we're gonna go.
should
That's not a
document
problem.
that. Maybe also in an email.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could, I'll CC you
Yeah.
ahead of this.
Sure.
In case. All right.
Okay.
That way they get some sort of record of it.
Yeah, I'd like to have it in writing, so
I
Mr.
would love to
Rosenberg
have
comes here
the guy
again.
here, according to the ordinance, that he's to be here, so he gets this.
Yes.
Jam boom, and hopefully that's gonna occur.
Yeah, it'd be great to have that in writing this way, when Mr. Rosenberg does appear at some point again in the future.
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
say,
so just keep that in mind.
yeah, thank you,
all.
Mr. Hassel, thank you so much. Oh, yes, Mr. Mazzone just entered, so, we're gonna do his oath in a little bit. We'll do it, after we get through with the business before we close out today. Any other member of the public? All right, seeing none, I'll make a motion to close the public session. Second is, Mr. Abud, all's in favor?
Aye.
Next up, we're going to go to the approval of the minutes from our December meeting. Lou, you got a seat there, Sean. Is there a chair over there?
No.
Oh, no. Oh, we have the minutes, it's in our packet.
You weren't correct.
Yeah.
Actually, how would you know? Well,
So-
my understanding was.
Hang on, guys, we're all stuck. All right, Mr. Mazzone's gonna get a seat, we'll swear him in momentarily. The minutes were in your packet that Ms. Kim delivered to your home, so in case you were looking for them, that they were there. They were also emailed to you, some time ago.
Yes.
Can I get a motion to approve the minutes, or is there any discussion first about the minutes before we go to approve them? All right, seeing none, get a motion to approve.
Motion approved.
All right, Mr. Abud, I'll second. Do a roll call. Yeah. Okay, good.
Chairperson Warren,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Coleman,
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
I'm going to abstain. I wasn't present during that meeting.
Deputy Mayor Trubisky?
Yes.
Member Booth?
Yes.
Member Benson?
I'm going to abstain.
Okay. Member Kandara?
Abstain, I was not at the last meeting.
Okay. Member Mueller?
Yes.
Alternate one, White.
Yes. All right, so all good, all approved? Nice, very nice, okay. Item number 10 is bills. I'm going to first let Mr. Mondello discuss the bills that have been put in front of us, because there is a small issue. I guess not small, but Mr. Mondello?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All right, so I have 3 bills, a couple are easy. The first one is just attendance at the meeting this evening. There's no application reduction, so that's for $500. The next one is for the resolution of Duke Pro Logis, file review, drafting the resolution, and that includes reviewing the 2 hearings, file review, and some legal research. That's for $1,485. The next one is the problem, and we'll get into it in a couple of minutes here, but it is the first student escrow. And again, these are escrow, with the exception of the attendance. The other 2 bills, including the one that I just mentioned for $1,485, and this one is for $3,795. Those come out of escrow. What is escrow? It is an amount of money that the applicant is supposed to deposit at the initial stage of the application. And what has unfortunately, and no one is to blame, what unfortunately occurred in this particular case is they deposited an escrow of $10,000. $8,000 went to the accommodation, and I don't, Mr. Burgess doesn't know either, but it went to Mr. Burgess's firm and the engineer, the board's engineer. So $8,000 is gone. That leaves $2,000. I spent, as you may have noticed, a great deal of time on this particular resolution. Resolutions are the only defense that you have in Superior Court when you get sued because the applicant is saying you screwed up and you didn't do what you're supposed to do. I even worked on this when I was on vacation. So I'm going to propose several things. Number one, I think what we need to do is put in place when the escrow reaches a certain level, let's say 3,000, automatically we reach out to the applicant's attorney. I'm happy to be involved. And if they don't replenish it, we don't hear the hearing. We don't go forward with the application. That's number one. Number two, I'm going to ask, this is not unusual, that the escrow be partitioned. In other words, if the escrow is $15,000, 5 gets set aside to the planner, 5 gets set aside to the engineer, 5 to the attorney. My bills come in last, so what does that mean? When there's nothing left, what happens? Now, I don't work for the applicant, I work for the township, I work for you guys. You are ultimately responsible for the bill. The escrow is supposed to pay the bill. If it's depleted, the taxpayers have to pay the bill. So there is recourse, however. I'm going to ask the board to allow me to send an email to Mr. Scatino indicating that you recommend that the township council pay the deficiency. It's about $1,700. There's only $2,000 left for first student, and I've already quoted that the bill is $3,795. They will pay my bill, and then they will go after first student. I've already called Mr. DiMaria, who was more than generous with his time. He said, I'm going to send a letter to the property owner indicating that if you don't pay, I'm going to put a lien on the property, and I will also send a letter to the applicant. I spoke to Mr. Rosenberg. The applicant's probably not appealing. There will be no above-ground diesel fuel tank. But it puts me at a disadvantage because if they actually sue, I could put a count in the complaint for the money that they owe me.
Nice.
I can't. If they don't appeal, I don't want to use the word, but I will. I get stiffed. And I really spent a lot of time on this. So, number one, I think we need to put that in place. I hope that the board agrees. If it reaches a certain minimum level, flares go up and we work on replenishing it, otherwise we don't continue with the application. Number three, we partition the escrow three ways: planner, engineer, and myself. And then finally, I ask that you allow me to send an email to Mr. Scatino recommending that the township pay the deficiency, it's about $1,700, and then pursue the $1,700 from the applicant and the owner of the property.
I'm going to open up for questions or comments or for Mr. Mondella from the board.
I have a question.
Shoot.
With the partitions, are you saying that neither of the partitions get below 5,000?
That's a good question. No, I think in total.
Okay.
I think in total, you look at that amount, I think we asked for a $10,000, though the building department has some flexibility based on complexity. But there needs to be a process in place when it hits a certain amount that the flares go up.
And who's responsible for doing all this paperwork, like starting it all out and?
Yeah, that's somewhat ambiguous. I mean, I don't know what is in the escrow. Certainly accounts payable, does, and I'm sure that Gina can coordinate and we check, periodically check what is the amount. Now, you only run into these problems when the applications are complex and there's a denial. Because they're not going to pay. Why would they? They don't care anymore. They didn't get what they want, they're not appealing, so they will thumb their nose at the board. Anything else?
Ron,
Yeah.
should we ask to have it replenished as we're going along? If we know we're gonna have an extension on it, do we ask at that point?
Yeah, that was the purpose for the first process that I spoke about. If it reaches, say that the escrow is 10. If it hits 3, it's time to say replenish it back up to 10, or we're not going to continue with your hearing. That's the best way to assure, and escrows can be returned if there is money left over. So it's not unusual to say replenish it to the original amount.
Ron, have you experienced this elsewhere? What's the success rate of you getting paid from the applicant once the township committee, if they decide to pay you?
Yeah, so that's a mixed bag, because in one particular town, the applicant sued because it was a denial. So I put count 3 in, and he dropped the check off the next day.
Okay.
So in that particular case, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The lien does have a little clout, especially when they're doing business with other vendors and that. So,
I didn't hear that, no.
I said the lien does have a lot of clout when it, especially when they're dealing with other vendors and that, and they see a lien on the property.
I'm hoping that, you may recall that the owner of the first student property, I think he's in his 80s, and he's the one that wanted the tanks removed, because he probably just doesn't want them there. And if he sees that a lien is coming on his property, I think he's probably going to reach out to first student and say, you better pay this, otherwise I'm going to evict you in 90 days. I'm speculating.
Mr. Twinsky, questions, comments?
No. Nothing.
So, Mr. Mondella, what does this body have to do to initiate? Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Burgess.
The only thing I was going to add, we have a number of municipal clients that do number 1, and that is very successful. And the very first time you tell somebody, we're not hearing you until you replenish, the word gets out amongst the development community, and they know that Rochelle Park's not somebody you play around with.
That's the most successful.
I like to hear that.
Yeah.
So, with our current problem, though, how do we want to proceed? Does this board have to motion and approve?
Pick up the collection.
Get empty your wallets, everyone.
If you are so inclined to have me send Mr. Scatino an email saying that the board is recommending that the township pay the deficit, and then go after the applicant, go after the owner, that's what I will do.
I would like to just state for the record, I know we have 2 people from the township committee here, I'd like to go after them hard. Liens, whatever you gotta do, go after them hard.
Yeah, I think if we're gonna pay, we should charge like some kind of interest.
Before we go any further, have we tried to make a phone call and say, hey, you got an outstanding
I
escrow?
called Bruce, and he basically said, they're not responding to my communication.
Okay.
And they're probably not going to appeal, so that means you're not going to see an above ground, yeah.
Well, no good deed, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, so I'll make a motion to,
Put the process in
put
place.
the process in place that Mr. Mondell described, where he will email the township committee's attorney to begin to recoup the money that is, left over from the deficiency in the escrow.
And actually, it's also for students, so
Well, okay, well, we gotta get to that one too. So, Ms. Kim just said that there's a pending bill from you, from your firm, also for first students.
that was sent in December.
And that's the balance of $2,317 and 50 cents.
And that's my point, no
That's what
disrespect, that
happens,
bill
yeah.
comes in, and there's zero
Yeah.
in the escrow. Eight was already distributed to, and I don't know how, but the planner and the engineer. There are two remain, there's 2,000 that remains in the escrow.
So this letter should solve everybody's problem then, right?
Including Mr. Burgess.
Mr. Burgess?
I can't say for certainty that it's going to solve anything. The property owner may just ignore it, the applicant may ignore it, which means
Yeah, but we have recourse, you mentioned to go after.
they would have to sue,
Yeah.
they would have to sue.
Can we include all the professionals?
Yes, oh, you want to?
Yes.
You absolutely want to?
Yeah. So, we're gonna start again with a motion to start the process of contacting the township attorney in the matter of the bill from Mr. Mondello in the amount of $17.95 and Mr. Burgess, $23.17.50, to pursue recouping that money from the escrow account of first student, the applicant that we saw in 2025. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we'll do a roll call.
Please, Chairperson Warren,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Coleman,
Yes.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Twinsley,
Yes.
Member Lewis,
Yes.
Member Matson,
Yes.
Member Tindira, yes, Member Mueller,
Yes.
alternate one White, and alternate two Ms.
He is, yeah, Mr. Mazzoni is a yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Just a technical question, Gina. When I go to read the bills into the record to be paid,
Yes.
do I read those as well?
It
Technically,
once, it's up to the board, you can approve of them, and once escrow is replenished, you
Okay.
can pay them right away.
so I'll mention that,
Absolutely.
I'll mention that in the motion to approve. Okay, all right, thank you.
Yes.
Anything else, Mr. Mondello,
Well-
about your bill?
I just wanted to clarify that I am going to be requesting that the township council pay
Yes.
my deficit. Yeah, and then, of course, pursue along with Mr. Burgess's bill.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, anything else about the bill?
No, that was enough. Thank you for your patience.
Of course.
And then just by way of background,
Yes.
Mr. Di Maria, before I was appointed as a clerk, had forwarded a new application, development application with new fees, and that seems to have never been adopted by either the committee or the board, so we're
should do
looking, yes, we're looking at the fees right now, with the restructuring, I do think it needs to be higher, and, so we're working on that right now.
Okay, and the township committee, and we have to approve that. Or the township committee has to.
Just
The
the
township committee
Great.
would have to
Okay.
approve that.
So that's good news, that's in the works.
Yeah.
Definitely get our heads together with Mr. Di Maria and the building department to make sure those fees are appropriate, especially,
Yes.
as costs rise, those have to match what's out there, so. All right, I'm going to read the bills into the record, and then we'll, yes.
Chairman, do we have to pass another resolution or something concerning when the escrow is low to pump it up again or increase it again, or does the township committee has to do that?
Yeah, so I think that was part of your motion.
Oh, it was.
We're going to put a process in place,
Okay.
and I think the way it has to occur initially is that Gina will have to reach out to whoever handles the escrows and say, hey, when this hits 3,000, let me know, because then I'm going to tell Mr. Mondello.
Okay.
And Mr. Mondello, Gina will probably reach out to the applicant, and then I will reach out to the attorney saying, we're not going to hear you unless your client drops off a check next week.
Gotcha, okay, cool. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Abu.
Thank you.
Okay, so to read the bills into the record, I have a bill from Ronald Mondello for the draft resolution for Duke Prologis extension for $1,485.
And there is a sufficient escrow to cover that and then some. We'll be returning some back to them.
Great, okay, fantastic news. I have a bill from Ronald Mondello for $500 for today's meeting attendance. I have the bill in question for First Student for $3,795 to draft that lengthy resolution for that matter. Moving on to Burgess Associates for First Student as well. A bill of $2,317.50 to be included in the process of recoupment. Next up is from Costa Engineering for 12 Lexington Avenue. This is to review subdivision deeds, site plan resolution, begin to prepare resolution compliance letter, continue to prepare the letter, and then reviewed revised site plan submitted. That bill is $680. I don't think there's an issue with that escrow. Yes.
Are we sure about that, Mr. Chairman? Because I know there was an issue with at least Susquehanna.
12 Lexington.
Okay,
Fine.
yeah, I thought that was fine. Okay. So those are the bills. I can get a motion to approve.
The motion.
Thank you, Mr. Booth. I'll second. Do a roll call.
Okay, Chairperson Warren,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Coleman,
Yes.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Truinsky,
Yes.
Member Booth,
Yes.
Member Mattson,
Yes.
Member Kandara. Yes. Member Mueller.
Yes.
Alternate 1 White.
Yes.
Alternate 2 Mazone.
Yes.
Moving on to the memorializations of LUB 2025-01 First Student, located 53 Central Ave, Block 23, Lot 1, a D variance. Mr. Mondell, any comments about the memorialization?
Yeah, if I could just spend 2 minutes. Listen, I know this was very lengthy, and I'm not sure everybody had the time to actually read it. But, you know, I dove into the fact that, did we have any proof that this really was a school bus depot in the 50s? I didn't see any of that. And how did it come about? Well, essentially, what happened was the applicant, who was represented by Mr. Torrey at the time, and Mr. Boland was the construction official. Mr. Boland sent out summonses saying, you're not allowed to have, you know, buses there, et cetera, or at least this number of buses. And instead of that matter coming before the board, they resolved it amongst themselves with that settlement agreement that Mr. Rosenberg kept referring to. And that's his whole evidence that there was a school bus depot there. So I know that issue wasn't before us. And if you do have some time and you can get through this monstrosity, I raised the issue that there is some serious doubt that this was a legal, pre-existing, non-conforming use. There was this Montefiore supposedly there. If you Google them, they don't do school buses. They do shuttles. They do shuttles for medical people. So, all right, that issue is not before us, but it's an interesting point, and I wonder if they ever sued us. That's something that I would be raising to the judge, and he may say, you got to come back here for your D1 use variance. I'm not sure, because there weren't sufficient proofs. We didn't see the prohibiting ordinance. We got no testimony from the owner. I know he's elderly. How about a lease that indicates what the use was back in 1950, 1960, 1970? I'm sure it wasn't a month to month. So in any event, that's enough for me to talk on this. But there's a lot in here. So I'll ask for any questions, comments, modifications before I ask for a motion to memorialize, followed by a second.
I have a question, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Mr. Coleman, please.
On page 3, the April 17, 2025.
Yeah.
About a third down, the sentence, the applicant's attorney indicated that, and it's the same thing you just,
Yeah.
Can we put in there that no documentation was asked for and nothing was provided?
Bill, it's in there. I mean, I don't expect everybody to, this just came out, I'm sorry. It's 25 pages, single space, whatever. It's in there. In fact, Mr. Rosenberg said he did an overrate, wasn't sure. There was no evidence of an overrate.
Okay, and I have one other question. Yes, sir. It's 17.
Oh, it's hold on, 17? Go ahead.
It's a little tough, I don't have my glasses, but.
You want to borrow mine?
The board absolutely addressed with the applicant that the school bus depot is an inherently beneficial use of the property. Can we remove of the property?
Well, it runs with the land.
I know, but if we put of the property, and if the township committee wants to take some recourse somewhere down the line to bring that into conformity.
They can't. They can't unless, of course, first student either abandons the use or they sue. And I raised this argument and the judge says, whoa, there's no evidence that this Montefiore Transportation Company was a school bus company. You need to go back to the board for a D1 use variance. And let me tell you, Bill, it'll be very difficult to send it down.
Yeah, I know it could be difficult, but we could get is a nuisance, under the nuisance law. They can go over amortization, where we can make them a deal to leave there. We can give them a 10-year thing where we're going to turn it over into a conforming use.
If you read the next sentence, even though we understand that a school bus depot is inherently beneficial, and our planner said that, but we are unable to determine that it is a legal, pre-existing, non-conforming use that existed prior to the prohibiting ordinance due to a lack of credible evidence.
Let me ask you a question,
Yeah.
Ron.
Yeah.
If you just remove the word, use of property,
Sure, if that's going to solve it, done.
Beneficial use, if you don't say of the property, then it doesn't lock them into that property where they could say, listen, if the board determined that this is the best beneficial use for the township, for our property, and for the nonconformity. So I think just taking out of the property.
Done.
okay.
Done.
Thank you, Mr. Mondell. Any other questions?
I just got a quick one.
Yes.
Where does that leave the property as far as them doing anything with it? Do they have to, they don't have to do the improvements, they don't have to do anything?
No, they just
Okay.
continue as they did before they even got here.
Okay.
Thank you. Questions, comments?
Did you find anything historically on so you didn't find anything in looking through any records historically on the original?
I didn't look.
Okay.
That's the applicant's burden, not ours.
Well, my point is I'm curious is when this was originally set up as the first student bus company,
So am I.
what provisions were made,
Well.
if any, with buffers and with area for the residents there? Because it's something that is enforceable if it is in place.
There's no resolution.
Yeah.
I sat on the board back then when they did that.
There's,
The back portion of that property was in question by the zoning board, in the 80s or 90s. And we brought them in, and that wasn't supposed to be used. And it was taken from the zoning board at that time, and then that's when Rich Boland took over and negotiated, and that's where the problem came. We never fully heard the application.
what was there in the early 80s?
In the early 80s, from what I understand, there was a bus company. But
Yeah, but was it a school bus company? I know it was a bus company, a shuttle company. Was it a school bus company? See, that's the problem.
I kind of think it was, from my memory.
I mean,
But
don't you remember our parents saying, oh, we never had buses, we walked to school? The 50s, the 60s, they're saying that there was a school bus company there in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s.
Right. But we have no proof of it.
no,
I'm
Yes.
sorry, I grew up in Paramus, and I remember Arcola Bus Company, and that was the big one of this area. And most of the school districts used Arcola Bus Company. I don't remember any other company name, to be very honest with you. So I just Googled that Montefiore thing, and they said that you can go to Montefiore Health System, and they have archives, and they should be able to give you, if they said it sounds like it was like a medical transport.
Yeah, exactly.
Not public, and they have all kinds of systems, everything like that.
Great. I'd like to just, we have a member of the public that'd like to weigh in. I'm not gonna motion or anything like that, but Mr. Verhassel, you're more than weigh in.
Just to weigh in,
It's an honorary member.
Yes.
along the memories of the Arcola Bus Company, there was, vans there in the 70s and the 80s because there was I used a service that was in there with Sunshine Photo Developers. They would make posters. They had a little building back there. It was like a Kodak outlet. And there were buses there, but there were no school buses, like orange buses like are there. There's nothing like that.
And I just tend to believe that if the applicant had the proof, they would be waving it around like crazy. So, that to me is an indicator that they don't have the proof and they tried to muddy the waters on what was actually there. And just in my observation.
What we could do, Mr. Chairman, is I could speak to Mr. Di Maria. It's his call. He's liable to say, I agree with you. I don't see any proof that it ever was a school bus company. And then he can issue them cease and desist.
Issue
He may
what,
say, I don't
sorry?
want to do that. Cease and desist. Stop operating. And you got to come to the board for a D1 use variance.
There you go.
You didn't read any of this because you didn't get it, but I spent.
That's why I didn't read it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd like to hear the board weigh in, yes.
I just want to say I read it, and I'm really grateful for Ron's work. I think you did a great job. I wish you had more help. Page 19, you kind of addressed that, I think. And I think all things considered, you definitely earned your pay, and you did a great job.
I'm going to speak to Mr. Di Maria and see what his take is on this. It was Mr. Boland. They worked something out with Mr. Torrey. It never came to the board. There's no resolution anywhere, and that's okay. But as long as there is some evidence that there was a school bus company there before the prohibiting ordinance, and we still don't have any of that.
I appreciate that. I think the board appreciates that, Mr. Mondell.
I think the public would appreciate
I
that.
absolutely agree. Especially if you live on Oak Street or Central Ave. Any other questions about Mr. Mondell's resolution before we motion to approve it? Seeing none, I'll make a motion to approve LUB 2025-01 for student resolution for the D variance. Thank you. Roll call?
Is that Mr. Coleman?
Yes.
And was that with the amendments?
Yes.
Yes, with the amendments to remove the beneficial of existing of
Use of property.
17. Say it again?
It was on page
Yes,
18 of the property.
Use of property.
Apparently beneficial use of the property, yes, that will be stricken out. I'm sorry.
Chairperson Moore?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Coleman?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes. You were not on that, and thank you. Neither was Mr. Chewinski, okay? You want to use this? Here, this might work.
There you go. This is-
Those are the only people eligible to vote.
Perfect. Mayor Chewinski is going to abstain. Mr. Burke is no longer here. He is absent. Member Mueller?
Oh, yes.
Member Booth?
Oh, I think I wasn't here for the last meeting.
Does it say,
He was absent.
oh, sorry.
Can he still vote? or-
No, if it says absent, he's out.
Okay, abstain. Member, we already did him. Vice Chairman Coleman said yes.
He's no longer here.
And he's no longer here. And Member Kundira?
I was absent the last meeting, just that qualified.
Abstain.
Yeah.
They're alternates. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have enough votes.
Let's see if we do.
How many votes do we have?
1, 2,
But you only need a majority of those members eligible.
Yes.
3. And Member Mueller here?
Yes.
Okay. Member Mueller voted in the affirmative?
Mhm.
Okay.
We have 4.
Motion carries.
Motion carries. Thank you so much. Okay, moving on to the next memorialization is for the extension that Duke Realty and Prologis came to present to us. We granted them a 2-year extension.
I'm sorry, I don't know if we called out,
Mr. Matson?
yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Okay.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
So that's hard.
We have 5, love it, love number 5. All right, so the Duke Realty Prologis extension for 2 years, they came before us. Just a note before we move forward with the resolution, they did drop plans off for the Shade Tree Commission to look at.
Yes.
So, so they're following up, they're following the resolution. The Shade Tree Commission has the plans, even just for that strip of property, which is the driveway on Grove Street. So the Shade Tree Commission will look at this at their next meeting, give any notes if they have any. With that said, any questions, or Ron, anything about the extension?
No, November 13th, 2025 to November 13th, 2027, and with the board's permission, perhaps I can call out those members who are eligible after. There's a motion, followed by a second.
Sure thing, I'll motion.
Wait, I have a question. It might not fall under our particular purview, but I read all the stuff, but also included in that information supplied to us was a resolution 023-220 adopted by the Rochelle Park Township on November 29, 2023. And it said, as a condition of approval, the applicant will provide $100,000 to Rochelle.
They did that.
Did they? All right,
Yeah.
I just thought it was very odd that would have been the first thing out of my mouth. I said, you have my $100,000, give me my extension. So they did give the 100,000, but I really, why didn't they say it?
The chief of police used it already.
For what?
What they were asked for.
For the safety equipment on that curb? They asked for specific things
Yes,
in
but
here.
that doesn't mean it's used for that property. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't, because it doesn't say that.
The police
Says-
chief asked for equipment.
Oh, it says for the sole use of safety equipment, it
Yes.
doesn't say there.
for
But
their
I just
property.
wanted, I just thought it was odd that would have been the first thing. It's almost like, I have a down payment, I want my extension.
To
And,
be honest, we know the initial attorney did a really poor job of explaining anything, and
Right.
the second attorney came, and, Mr. Mondell, does it matter if they pay the escrow, that they're guaranteed an extension?
No.
no, but I still would have said,
Not play to pay.
I know, but still, it's like putting a down payment on a house and
I
saying,
gotcha.
all right, okay, thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Muller. Questions, thoughts? I'll make the motion to approve the extension, memorialization. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mattson. He's gonna do the roll call.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Chairman Warren?
Warren, yes.
Okay, Andrew Mattson?
Yes.
Hold on a second. Let's see. Bill Coleman?
Yes.
Christine Holtz?
Don't
Oh, it's
worry.
not- oh, really?
Yeah, she resigned.
Oh.
Say the donuts for sale.
Yeah. Christine Muller?
Oh, yes.
Sean Smith?
He's no longer here, he was elected to the township committee.
Thank you. And, let's see, Deborah?
Yes.
Okay, that's it. Thank you. Motion carries.
Well, thank you so much. All right. Moving on, we have new business, and Mr. Burgess is here. Mr. Burgess came tonight. I know you were asked to come tonight.
Yes.
And Mr. Burgess is here.
Okay.
So he is going to be our new business for today. Mr. Burgess, take it away.
Okay, thank you, and I promise to be brief. 2 issues. One is just to fill you in on where we are with the Housing Element Fair Share Plan. The Affordable Housing Dispute Resolution Program has completed their business as of December 31st. We were not able to settle our dispute with either Fair Share Housing Center or the objectors who are involved in that process. We have not yet received the report from the special adjudicator, and we are awaiting that report to see what we have to do by March 15th. The reason why his report is so important, he is going to be making a recommendation to the program judge, who then in turn makes a recommendation to the county affordable housing judge. And that recommendation presumably will identify what the special adjudicator feels is the appropriate densities for some of the disputed sites. When we receive that, we will then know if we're going to accept that those recommendations or not and adjust our housing plan accordingly. The one thing we will have to do is prepare zoning ordinances and have them adopted prior to March 15th, or no later than March 15th. And also, in that regard, we will be discussing the 3 sites that we have previously discussed with the full board and are in the housing plan in terms of density, height, setbacks, and the like. So that will go from here to the governing body. Typically in these adjudicator reports and mediation agreements, they typically will ask that the municipality prepare a draft document no later than February 15th. So we then will give Fair Share, for example, 5 days to respond with any comments, because we have to then have our public notice, which is a 10-day notice prior to a hearing, and it gives us enough time to receive our comments, Ron will prepare the notice, we prepare any amendments that might be necessary, and still have time for the public hearing prior to March 15th. Any questions on that process? I will tell you,
Can we get a date for that, like 10 days before? I'm sorry, the 10 days before March 15th? Is that like business days? Can we get an actual date on that, just to know?
yeah, we can pick a date. When is you are meeting, or your next meeting is March is the 19th. So either we'll, doing it by February 19th would be difficult if we don't have, because we still don't have the adjudicator's report yet. So we may need to talk about a special meeting sometime in early March.
Okay.
Okay, but I will keep you posted on that. I will tell you that of the roughly 430 or so towns that did file with the program, Fair Share Housing Center objected to 400 of them. Of course. And then they had the nerve to sometimes complain about their heavy workload when they put it on their own backs. So, because a lot of the objections were just, they were asking for some additional information to clarify something. So, we had prepared 43 housing plans in this process, and then I was an adjudicator for 25 towns working with the judges. So I got a good sense of how this process has been played out. And initially they were hoping that we would have everything complete by January 1. Only about 20% of the towns have actually filed their final documentation with the program judges to show you how far behind everything is. And a lot of it's because governing bodies haven't been able to meet yet, or they just still haven't resolved some outstanding disputes with Fair Share or some of the developer objectors. So hopefully we'll have something more to report in the next week or two. The second issue is the master plan. Back in the fall, we had presented a plan and we had discussed the components of that plan. You are obligated to only have a land use element and a housing element. We talked about having a number of additional optional elements, and then that obviously increased the price. I heard from Mr. Pinto that budgetary constraints are such that we need to rethink doing those optional elements. Now, I had another conversation with him today, and we talked about I will get a revised document plan to the municipality by next week. And it'll probably cut the numbers roughly in half if we eliminate those optional elements. And,
What are those optional elements?
one was a community facilities element, one was a sustainability element, and then there was, because there are a number of elements, there was another line item just to do the cleanup to make sure all the elements fit together and said the same thing in each element. So all of that is out. Now, what I could suggest to you, if you still feel strongly about those optional elements, they can be done the following year. The important thing is to adopt the land use plan element to make sure yourself legal and up to date.
You know, we have an issue with our current master plan not being a real master plan.
Yes, I know.
I know these things are expensive, but last night we were told that by the township committee, you know, that residential homes values have increased significantly in our commercial properties and devalued, and the resident is bearing the burden of the tax increase. I don't know about you guys up here, but we're 10 years behind, in my opinion, getting this town on track to be a modern town, comparable to the towns we all strive to go and enjoy ourselves in. I don't know if we can, and especially with flooding, the Environmental Commission had a meeting with a prominent person who is, you know, trying to get attention to the Saddle River flooding. It's just, you know, I know Mr. Pinto was worried about the budget, but I don't know why Mr. Pinto gets to unilaterally decide what the land use board wants in their land use document, in their master plan document. So I'm a little concerned, personally. I'm not speaking for everybody up here.
I could understand that. Let me point out two things. One, the element, the land use plan element will still include a lot of environmental assessment.
Okay.
So that's good. Secondly, well, and this is what you're not going to like to hear, well, the planning board is the one that prepares and adopts the master plan elements. It's the governing body that funds it. And I had been under the assumption from the conversation I had with him that that was the part of the conversation they had last night about just the costs.
Mm-hmm.
And as I had just indicated, you know, we could spread this out over a 2-year period, do the land use plan in 2026 and these other elements.
Is there a way, you can answer this question, but I'm going to ask you anyway up here. This town gets cannabis money. We've been getting cannabis money for 5 years now, 4 years now. That money can go toward this master plan, anything.
But I'll tell you this, that of the county, because I
I know.
represent this, about 20, of the
It's
county,
not as great as it was.
the county, 30% down, easy.
Yes, I know that.
Mm-hmm.
That was shouted from the rooftops when we came here,
Yeah.
and the windfall came the first year, and everyone saw money, and we got saddled with a lot of new bills.
What does the sustainability end of it actually entail? What would we be leaving out specifically? We have the time here, we're paying for this now.
The sustainability element is the way you can make development projects more sustainable. We can fold that, some of that, into the ordinance provisions, which will follow this process anyway, as we amend the zoning ordinance to implement the master plan.
So like, what's the long-term cost of not doing the sustainability plan?
If you never do it, I'm not certain that it's all that critical, and it is a new element, first of all. And the reality is that the way we are writing development ordinances, for example, we have started to fold a lot of sustainability issues into new ordinances anyway. So I think that a lot of that will get picked up in the end. It won't have the imprimatur of a master plan statement or, you know, documentation about it, but the end result, I think, will be pretty much the same. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, could you, the sustainability, what does that actually mean?
Well, listen, I'm not going to, personally, that's a passionate issue for me, but.
I don't understand.
I know, so I'm going to try to get, Mr. Burgess, when we talk about sustainability, are we talking about green infrastructure?
Yes.
Meaning that if another developer comes in and we want them to put a garden on the roof or other types of green infrastructure to mitigate heat, flooding, stormwater, all those things is that what sustainability is?
Yes, that is, and that was identified to a certain degree in the proposal.
Yes.
Some of that we can build into this master plan anyway.
Okay.
You know, we can't do the whole, you know, all of what sustainability is,
Right.
but we can build a lot
I
into
think
it.
the critical stuff, I mean, we're going to have the subcommittee to look at the critical stuff, right? We'll have public input.
Can I just,
Yeah.
do you know what percentage of our town is in like a flood zone?
Is in,
Is in a flood zone, FEMA? 100-year floodplain? Maybe even comparatively to our surrounding towns?
We have that information from the Housing Element and Fair Share Plan. I don't know the percentage off the top of my head, though.
It might
But we have
affect,
that information already done.
it just might affect our wantingness to get this done quicker than maybe another town that you would be normally accustomed to comparing us to, I guess.
Okay, interestingly enough, because of all the work that we did on the Housing Element and Fair Share Plan, including a lot of environmental stuff, that's already done.
Okay.
So, we're a step ahead, and the fact that we also have represented a lot of the surrounding municipalities over the years. We have a lot of similar information for those municipalities that could be readily accessible.
So
So that might help answer some of your questions.
the major components, the rezoning, the areas of redevelopment, those are elements that will be in the first phase if you do the two-phase master plan.
Yes.
For the purview of the board, can we talk dollars and cents for a minute, where we're at?
Well, the original proposal with all the elements was about 85,000. And as I said earlier, eliminating those other elements up front should close to cut that number in half.
Are you able to get a quality master plan done with that budget?
Yes, I wouldn't offer it if I didn't think I could do that.
How, in your experience, is splitting it into two phases common, not common?
It's very common because a lot of, some of the comprehensive master plans that we do, it is broken up into two phases for budgetary reasons or just because of the time that it takes to prepare a comprehensive land use plan. So it's not that atypical. And I would suggest that, I believe we had first said that this would be a 12 to 18 month period to complete. So if you broke it up into 2 different years, we'll probably still have that 12 to 18 month period to meet.
Other questions, comments?
Wait, I just wanted to clarify that the total cost was 85,000?
Something like that, yes.
And this newer version would be what?
In the upper 40s, probably.
40s? And then we would have to go through this process basically all over again?
No,
For
it's just.
the other elements we left out?
Add to it.
Yeah,
No,
but we'd
it's-
have to meet, yada, yada.
Yeah.
How much would that cost for those elements we left
No,
out?
what- if you're going to do the community facilities and the sustainability, it would probably be about another 30 to 35,000, something like that.
I just want to say that I know that about 30% of the town's in a flood zone. I mean, that's common knowledge. I mean,
I would have guessed 25, so. Okay.
I think most of the surrounding towns are much lower.
Yes. Mr. Trinsky?
Will this affect any of our Green Streets efforts?
I was going to ask that
or any?
question, so.
Well, he was talking about developers and developments, but
Yeah.
that wasn't the municipal, that wasn't our streets and the municipality streets. I mean, we can still move ahead with, it doesn't preempt
Yeah.
us,
In our road project.
No, certainly. Is it,
separate.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mr. Trinsky, Deputy Mayor and Mayor, I know this has been talked about at this dais, the idea of bringing road projects to the land use board. Is that still something that the township committee is considering, or?
Yeah, definitely. I think that our road projects need more public feedback. So I personally think that it'd be great for our road projects to come before the land use board to get ideas, perspectives, and give the public the opportunity to really weigh in specifically. I don't think that the township has a history of doing that, but I think it's something that the governing body would really like to explore.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I see that more often in central Jersey than I do up here, but it's a good thing to do.
All right, so Mr. Burgess, I'm not thrilled personally, but I understand the budgetary constraints. I'm not looking to, blow a hole in the town budget for a master plan, but I want a really good master plan.
You will not be unhappy with what this product will be.
It's long second. I have high standards. Can't tell.
And I think if you know what my firm, so do we. So,
All right. Any other questions, for Mr. Burgess? His items? Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, Joe, what is the timeline with the master plan specifically? How does that sequence go for the year?
I didn't discuss that with Mr. Pinto today, but, I would imagine, we would be finished by the end of the year.
Okay. Perhaps the next township meeting, there'd be an opportunity for you to come before the governing body and we could have a conversation about the master plan.
When would that be?
The next township meeting, I think, is February 11th? No, January 28th, yeah.
Yeah, end of the month.
I think I've got to, let me see where I am that night.
It's a hoot, Mr. Burgess. You have to go.
I've got to be in Montville at 6 o'clock.
Do you have February 11th open?
I'm in Park Ridge for their housing plan public hearing that night. What I was going to say, I'm in Montville at 6 o'clock, and I think that they have their regular council meeting I think they have a council meeting at 7 o'clock, so I could probably be here 7:30, 7:45. How late what time does your meeting begin?
The public would start at 7. It could go until 8:30, it could go till 9.
Okay. I'll
So
be there.
we'll speak more about it, but yeah, if you want to just put that in your calendar.
Okay, that I could do. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Anyone else? Mr. Burgess, anything else besides those items?
No, that's
All right.
it.
If you could stick around for the adjournment, that'd be great.
Okay.
Perfect. Moving on, we have a closed session. No action will be taken, but it is in regards to the zoning board of adjustments lawsuit with 120 Tulfra. We did get a decision back, and Mr. Mondell just wants to discuss that amongst the land use board. So there will be no action taken. However, we will come out of closed session and then adjourn. So if you're a member of the public, just kindly ask that you step out. And you can go home if you like, but if you want to stay to the adjournment, you're more than welcome to. So I can get a motion to go into closed session.
Make a motion.
Motion, I'll second it. Roll call. All those in favor? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, we are entering closed session. Aye, we're good to go?
Yes, so could you do that one more time, the microphone on?
Yes, I'm gonna make a motion to go back into the public session.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you. I'll do a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And those? Beautiful. Okay, before we adjourn, we need to swear in Lou Mazzone. Mayor Thomas Miller will be doing that honor, and here's the... Yes, yes. If there is, tell them we're back. Come on down, let's take a picture.
Let's go.
Okay. All right, Barbie. All right, now put your hand on the Bible. Left hand there. Raise your right hand. All right, repeat after me. I state your name. Thank you. Do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution of the
I know,
United
somebody's
States.
asked state your name, I know, it's wait.
Of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey. And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. And to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of the office of
all the duties in the office of
Class 4 Alternate 2 Land Use Board Member,
Class 4 Alternate 2 Land Use Board Member,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, Lou.
Yay, Lou.
Sign right here, Lou.
I'm gonna raise your salary, Lou. Oh, boy. I get 2 donuts now.
When he brings them.
There's gotta be an application. That's a
So,
rule.
all right, while Lou is signing that, before we adjourn, is there anything for, further business anyone wants to bring up? No? All right, seeing none. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to close?
Second? Okay, all those in favor? Aye, Debbie says so. All right.